All right, y'all. This is about to be a real rodeo. This is going to get crazy. In a previous video, I showed how to unwind some data. The data was held together by semicolons. It was in a single column, and each record had its own row. But what happens? Somebody's got to ask questions. In this case, Delta Sport came on and asked about going the other direction. Can you start with two columns of data and wind it back up into something consolidated and separated by semicolons? All right, we're going to do that. And by the way, you can see the original video at a link that I'm going to put in the description. So here's how I set up the challenge. The original had 0001, 0002, etc. When you start dealing with leading zeros, then you got a whole different set of stuff to deal with. So I simplified this. I said pizzas and toppings. Here, pizza 1 has extra cheese. It's also got mushrooms. Pizza 2 has extra cheese, habanero peppers, and ham. Now, how can we get this consolidated where we have one row for pizza 1 and its ingredients separated by semicolons? And we're going to do this in Power Query. You ready? All right. First, I'm going to break this up into two different queries. We got two columns here. We're going to use two queries. Data from table. I'm going to make an ingredients query first. So take pizzas and remove. And I'm going to call this the ingredients query. Also, I want to remove the duplicates in this column. So highlight the column, right click, remove duplicates. And add an index column. Add column, add index column, and I want it to start from 1. So I'm going to close and load this as a connection only. Load to, only create connection. Load. That's ingredients. Next, I need to make the pizzas query. Use the table, from table, and let's just name it pizzas. And that's all. And when I do the merge, I'm going to use ingredients as the common field. Close and load this as a connection. Now the merge. And then things are going to get crazy. New query, combine queries, merge. I'm going to put the pizzas up top, ingredients down below. The common field is ingredients. Okay. So here is the first query, the pizzas query, and then under here is the ingredients query. So I'm going to expand this. And I don't want the ingredients again. I just want the index column. Okay. Now, right now, I could pivot this and have something close to what we want to end up with. So let me show you what will happen there. Transform. And I do have this index column highlighted. Pivot. And it's asking what I want in the values. I want ingredients in the values. And the trick here is to don't aggregate. Okay. So now pizza 1 has in the 1 column extra cheese. Everything in column 1 is extra cheese. Pizza 2 has extra cheese. Pizza 20 does not. Sun-dried tomatoes is in column 11. But I want to do something cleaner than this. I'm going to get rid of this by hitting this red X. Now watch. Add column, add custom column. And what I want in this column is ingredients. Okay. Now I want to merge columns. So I'm going to highlight the custom column, hold down my control key, hit this index column, merge columns, separator, I want a space, and call it toppings. All right. Ingredients 1, ingredients 2, etc. I am going to change this a bit. I just want ingredient. Okay. And we go down here. Great. Ingredient 1, ingredient 10. Next, let's get rid of the stuff that we don't want. We don't need the index anymore. Remove. We don't need this column anymore. Remove. And when we make our pivot table, we do want the toppings as column headers, and our values should be the ingredients. So with toppings highlighted, transform, pivot, put ingredients as values, don't aggregate. Okay, we've got each pizza represented just one time, and each topping is listed next to the relevant pizza. Delta Sport has asked, how do you get this stuff into one cell separated by the semicolons? I'm not going to do that here because this creates problems. What I'm going to do next is go ahead and load this to the workbook, and then we'll do our cleanup there. Close and load. There are the queries, and we can close this pane. Let's make this a little smaller. In order to get this finalized into a single column, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use TEXTJOIN to get everything into one column. Call this consolidated. And equals TEXTJOIN. The delimiter we want is semicolon space. Ignore empty. We do want it to ignore empty. If a pizza doesn't have your 15 ingredients, we want it to ignore any gaps. So true. And I am going to highlight everything except column A and enter. Now we have all of the ingredients. Next, I'm going to do something really simple. Equals. I'm going to go to A2, put an ampersand and space, ampersand. Now we've got what we want. Pizza 1 has extra cheese, mushrooms. Pizza 18, mushrooms, black olives, pepperoni. Man, this was a lot. There you have it, Delta Sport. There's your answer, there's the solution, and I hope this changes your life in some profound way. We used pivot, don't aggregate. We made use of index columns. We merged two queries. We did a concatenate with the ampersand, and we used TEXTJOIN. You got a lot of tools right now for when you need to whoop crap data's ass and get on with your life and end somebody's misery. All right?